Absolutely. I just talked to.
This is the only time I can get him on the camera.
Really?
Most time it's me on the camera.
All right, time to spill the beans. But no,
Shoot. So yes, good morning, Clint Baker and
Good morning, the other one.
David, and we got James with us again, and we are on our road trip to go up to Hopewell, Ohio. We'll let you know where along the way, but some of you may know. But to pick up some bees today as part of our recovery.
Nature's Image Farms.
Yes, we're going to go up and get some bees and start regrowing after the losses. That's what we're going to do today. Have a little fun. So, David's driving, of course.
Of course I am.
Now he's got two princesses to drive around. All right. By now, you should about know where we're at. We're up here picking up our bees at Nature's Image Farms. So that's what we're up here waiting on right now. We're up here waiting just to see until they get everything ready there. So Greg's got a good thing going on up here, it looks like. Already busy. People waiting in line. So we're gonna wait. As soon as they get ready, we'll go get our bees and get back to West Virginia. Get them installed today. Jeff Thomas, we got your queens.
Man, there's not as many cars out there as there's people in here.
I know, right?
you know, like I said, I'm kind of.
This is the only time I can get him.
Good look, talent. That's what you're saying, right?
I can't ever get him on here. It's always me.
We get thousands of views.
Yeah, absolutely. Tens of thousands of views. Everyone's telling you your views are the best. The best. I wanted to share this with you guys, you know, because you're talking about, you know, worrying how you're going to get the bees here, and that's we do a lot of that, you know, and as you're saying that, at the same, I know as soon as it left your lips, you thought the same thing that I said, you know, worry for nothing, trust God, and all those things. Right. And what I wanted to share with you guys here is this particular yard ends up being kind of like a living testimony and kind of a working witness for beekeepers, I think, too. Out here last year, if you've heard us talk about on the stream teams or any of the videos here, we had colonies overwintered down this side of the ridge here, just facing us here.
Okay.
Right, because we were in them, we were digging them out, we were pulling honey off them, we were pulling splits, letting them build back up. They were looking great. Like you mentioned, honey was really coming in late in the fall. Yeah. We got a lot of honeydew. They were kind of building up. And then the brood nests were okay. We put so much effort into mite maintenance, into food maintenance, into brood maintenance, and right sizing it. We did all of those things that we could possibly do to put these bees on a path forward to be successful.
Yeah.
And they're all lined out. And one morning, I like to walk all the way up and down this ridge. And that's how sometimes I quiet
the
enough
mind
so the Lord can get a hold of me, or we can kind of conversate. And I'm at the very top of that hill where those pines are. As far as you can see there, I'm walking down that ridge, and I'm just walking, and I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I'm walking. And as I get down to the dip, I'll start to walk through the home yard here.
Okay.
And I feel like the Lord had just pressed on my heart that you need to get these bees off this hill, and you need to put them down here by the pond. We're literally right behind us here. And when we talk about the pond right here, this is all. Look at this western windbreak.
Oh, yeah.
These trees to the bottom of that pond we're talking probably 120 feet.
Wow,
of a vertical western windbreak that wraps around to the north, wraps around to the south here.
Yeah, you're in a little hollow right there.
Yeah. It's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah.
When you come up here and the wind's bad, it blows your hat off. You go down there and it is just peace. Is the only word that you can describe it.
Okay.
Nothing going on down there.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking down this ridge, that gets pressed on me. You need to get these bees moved down there this year, because we always just do, we don't follow all the way through. And so I'm no sooner I'm having that talk, and it's getting to that part of the morning where I probably didn't make enough time for that conversation.
Yes.
Right? I should have left my phone here, but I'm start walking down. Next thing you know, my phone's going off, and it's this and it's that, and that conversation that I know was important, and I was convicted. I know that's what I should have done. I didn't do. Go into the shop, conduct business, do everything else, and then it was one thing after another. You know, it was a warm spell, then it was wet, and then it was muddy, and to bring you know, 200 or 300 colonies from this hill, from down here down to the pond at a time where there's flight seas and where they're going to go. They're going to go back and forth. Are they going to go? All these different things are swirling through your mind.
Yeah.
Excuses and reasons not to do the thing
yes.
that you know that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I guess that where I'm getting at with this short story long, this little, I guess, probably turn into a mini sermon someday.
That's yeah.
But we do all the things that we can possibly do, right? With our heart and our mind and our hands and all these things, and we're trusting in God and all these things, and we do it, and we right size to get everything ready for wintertime. All these things that we think that we're relying on us and guidance and wisdom, but a lot of us to do. And there's that one piece of direction that says,
yes,
hey, knucklehead, you think you should probably move your colonies down to the pond.
Right.
And you know that was that came straight from the Lord.
Yeah.
And we don't do it.
Right.
And then there is the consequence.
Yeah.
I take it you lost.
We lost our tail on everything that was on this side, because as the wind came through, it came right across the property and just slams right across that ridge right there.
Oh my
And it's
Lord.
Just, they get blasted.
Yeah,
So what you end up happening, like for us, is on 4-way pallets. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything that the wind came across here, it killed everything on the windward side. Everything on the downhill side were fine, so the dead outs end up being the windbreak to the, and so it's like you start trying to work through all that, and it's like you're thinking about financial loss and bee loss and assets and all these different things, and then you think, okay, something that I did, was it the mites, was it environmental, all these things, and then you look at the situation and say, oh.
Yeah.
Remember that walk I had going down the ridge, and I knew I should have moved these. We've been saying we got to move these bees down and protect what the Lord's given us, and we didn't do it.
Yep.
And then it shows you right there, the ones on the wind side are dead, and the ones on the... And so there's something to be said about we can do everything that we can do.
Right.
At the end
of the day, if we're not trusting in the Lord and following through with even that last little bit thing,
yes,
like that can be the most important thing, that capping stone over everything that keeps that.
And that just goes to show you that there's nothing so small that you shouldn't be paying attention to.
Yep.
When it comes to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Right.
Yep.
We have behold the lilies.
Yeah, that's
The fowl of the air.
Yeah.
If his eye is on the sparrow, then I know he's watching over us too.
Yes.
Yep. And I think that's the time of year as beekeepers, as we all are trying to figure this whole entire thing out, we can really quickly get into worry and trying to figure all these different things out. But he says, behold the fowls of the air. You know, for they gather not, they don't store in the barns, but the Lord provides for all their needs. How much more precious are we?
Me and my wife talk all the time about how we preach it and talk it all the time, but like you said, the truck, putting it in practice is always the hard part. Letting go and just saying, all right, it's yours. It's not ours anyway.
Look,
you know,
that's something. You know, my morning devotional this morning that I read before I came out here and saw you guys was literally just in that vein, right? There's a certain point that happens where we know the things that we're supposed to do. We even practice those on a daily basis. But when it gets a little bit tight or it gets a little bit hard, where are we going to put that faith and that trust in?
That's right.
You know, I can tell you about a guy who just a couple short hours ago was sitting at a dealership in Georgia at a Chevrolet dealer with a complete deaf shutdown. We're figuring out what in the world are we going to do, Lord? What are we going to do to get this truck going down the road? Here we are.
Yeah.
So he made a way where it didn't seem like there was going to be any way.
Oh my gosh.
And so, and even in those moments, you're worrying about plan A, B, C, D, redundancies, all these different things, right? And yes, there's those moments where you're like, Lord, we need help, Lord. It's all, but a lot of times we put in so much effort into what it is that we're going to do. We have to flesh those things out. We have to do our due diligence, but all that worry that you and I took along the last couple days, figuring this whole thing out, you realize, boy, you know, worry not, you know.
Worry not.
Worry not, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, a sermon on the learning yard.
That's right, sermon on the learning yard right here.
So anyways, but God's good, isn't he?
It was a blessing to us, I know that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for absolutely. I just talked to
This is the only time I can get him on the camera.
Really?
Most time it's me on the camera.
All right, well, time to spill the beans. But no, we were just saying, West Virginia's beautiful. The people, the countryside. I love driving through there.
Yeah.
It's not ideal with bees, you know, at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But hey, it is. At least there's a road.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get to going down the road there, and the road's so bad, you're you're thankful. You say, Lord, I'm just glad there's a paved road here. We're not on a mountainside in a horse and buggy with bees.
We were moving bees the other day when we come around a curve right there, and I had to back up to get back around it with this truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a truck driver too.
Oh,
So.
you know
Yeah.
the drill. Yeah, I don't know what it is, some of the roads there, but especially if you go like West Virginia, and when you branch off there at the split and you go out towards Southern Ohio, you hit 35 there. Like those roads there, I mean, they're just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Dad always said they've followed a deer path.
Well,
That-
that,
yeah.
that, and I mean, you know, it's just like they're falling apart.
It's just this.
Yeah.
They try to fix it.
Yeah.
And like when there's a sign that says dip or bump, like every 100 yards for 10 miles,
Yeah.
folks, we got a problem.
Right.
But hey, like I said, at least it's not going up a mountainside
Yes.
or something there.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, well, this beautiful area out here, you got beautiful.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's God's been good. Our business is growing, and we get to do what we love, which is working with folks and working with bees and all those kind of things. So, yeah, it's gonna be a great day. It's been a great season so far. Perfect weather. The bees have never, out of all the years we've been doing this is probably the best year that the bees have looked. The early queen mating for all the package companies.
Gets a day or two, you know, without it raining, you know.
Yeah.
like they're-
Yeah.
they do down south.
I was talking to one of the guys up in Canada yesterday, and he was talking about how he hadn't been able to do hardly anything because it's been so cold.
Oh yeah, Canada, they're in their beekeeping, and all of a sudden, though,
Yeah.
like in our part of the country,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, east central Ohio, southeastern Ohio, and probably even in your neck of the woods, all of a sudden we turn into central Canadian beekeepers when we get minus 23 in the winters and 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
Now, for all those Canadians, I don't know how to convert that to that Celsius, but it's still cold.
My wife's side of the family is all Canadian, so
Okay.
yeah, I don't either.
We're not gonna hold that against
No,
her.
I know.
She must be all right with you, right?
Yeah. She's put up with me for 33 years, so.
So yeah, very good. Yeah, that's
Bring
cool.
that to us, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, man, I appreciate you guys coming out and picking up some bees. and all
How's
that
the
kind of
easiest
stuff.
way to get 20 of them in there? Just
20.
drive up
We're
there?
gonna have you just get in line there, and
Okay.
then they'll load you out. We've got the trailer down to about halfway now. We've already been delivering through the night to some other places there. So we've got this thing set up where you'll pull drive-through service.
Turn around.
Yeah, we're going.
Maybe we just slide it right back. Coming back up on now. Well,
You got a couple bees in here? Who shook them all? You all?
no.
No. We have just left Greg Burns' place out here at Nature Image Farms, and I'm gonna tell you, I think that we ended up having church at the Learning Yard. It's a very God moment.
Yes.
So we're leaving now. We're gonna get back home and we're gonna get these packages installed, and then we'll video that too as we do that. But so all we're doing right now is prepping them, getting ready to dump the packages in. All we do is pull these out. Remember, this is the yard that we lost everything in, so David is back there prepping those, getting them ready. We're just gonna put about 4 or 5 frames. This is all pulled comb, so they should be good to go with this, we hope. And we just saw poplar is starting to pop out this direction, so adding that poplar to it as well. As far as the blooms go, and stuff's blooming odd this year, so that's what we're trying to. There's actually some of this stuff that's got some honey left in it, which is good. They're a little bit on the hot side. We're going to spray them down with a little water. Kind of help calm them down a little bit before we start doing this. hopefully everything comes out okay. So that's our next step here.
I think it'd be all right with that.
So in other words, how do we dump these in there? So we just, all right, so David's gonna kind of explain what we're doing here.
What we're going to do is we're going to take the top right off here. And there ought to be a queen in there.
Hopefully strapped to that yellow thing.
Yeah, strapped to that yellow thing. And then we're going to check her, make sure she is still alive. You don't ever want to.
You gonna knock them down the bottom? That way they're not climbing out on you, hopefully. And that's the sugar water right there that they've been eating on.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, there's a can of beans, one too. There she is.
Yep, she's moving around pretty lively.
Good.
Let's pull it off this way.
Yeah. That way we can plug that hole up.
We're just going to lay her right here. And then,
You ready?
yep, let's see if we can.
This is why they're called shakers. So I'll shake them right down in the box. And throw her down in the box for now. I'd say if you put her down in there, they'll walk out on that for now.
I'll just lean that right down in there like that.
You go press her in?
Huh?
You go press her in?
I'm just going to put a couple of these back in.
Okay.
Just let her dangle for a little bit. Yeah. Probably ought to just go ahead and press her in right here. Alright, we need to take the cork out. It's always nice to carry a knife.
Yeah. You got the nail?
Huh?
Oh, that's the cork to open up there. Yeah, there's candy in it. I just pulled the wrong end. So make sure that you pull the right end. Don't do like I did. This end has candy in it. What David's going to do is he's going to go back to the truck and he's going to get a 6-penny nail. We're going to poke a hole through there. Then that way they can eat through quicker to get her out. So we can do that. So we'll go down through here and we will start doing this with all of them. We'll pull these out. And so we'll just take this, poke this up in there. You don't have to do this, but we are, just to give them a little bit of extra, being able to get it in there a little quicker. I'd rather press it in that one or this one here, one of the, and press it in there just like that.
The reason you want to go sideways is because you don't, if you hang them upside down, the one of those bees dies and plugs up the entrance, she can't get out.
She cannot get out, so that's why we do it that way there. All right, so that's how you do them. We're gonna get busy with the rest of them here. No, not too bad. I know, right? I know. That's the way that last one was.
He's just feeding.
Shoot. Same thing here.
See how it's leaking out here? Oh,
You got a leaker?
yeah. Also got a bunch of bees on that one too.
Oh well.
Did you bring a smoker?
So just real quick, we're gonna leave the boxes out here that we shook them in because there's still some bees in there, and then that way we can, when we come out to check them here in a few days, see if she's laying it out, we'll just throw the queen cages down them and get rid of all that. But this one here, it's just had a lot of bees in the package, and they're just out front trying to get up in, as you can tell. She's in there. But the one that I thought I screwed up, they seem to be doing good. So we were shy of one bucket because of all the ones that were out yonder on David's truck. So we had to use that one to put the queens down in. So anyway, start of the build back. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you got to learn a little bit and enjoyed going along for the ride. A lot of great fellowship up at Greg's place. Hope you all enjoyed that story, that sermonette that he gave us, especially you new beekeepers. That type of stuff happens all the time. And I'm gonna do a separate video for the queen that got away, and that way you can see what happened there. So it'll be a shorter video, but I think it'll be a little bit more fun that way since this one's kind of long. So, all right, well, God bless. We ask you to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next run.